So this is part 2 of the Nhando coloratovillosus slings, and what I'm doing here is drilling holes into a small 5.5 quart plastic container. And for me, these seem to be the perfect little containers for this project I'm working on. So this design will keep a good ventilation as well as keep humidity for your tarantula. After the holes are drilled, then what I'll use is a file to kind of smoothen the debris off the edges of the hole. And basically what I'll use is a file that's got a kind of a rounded edge on one side, so that way it'll help with circles, the holes in the circles. Next, what I do is purchase these small louvers for roofing. And what they use them for is to keep the ventilation in your attic or your ceiling or your roof. And these seem to work good for the purpose of what I need. And next, what I'll use is some adhesive. And the adhesive I like is the small little tubes, because it has a little smaller cone that you can adjust to the amount of silicone you want to come out. And then I like a fine setting, so that way too much of that silicone doesn't come out at one time. But before I put the silicone on the actual screen vents, what I'll do is actually fit them onto the little container and make sure everything fits correctly before I actually apply the silicone. And these particular vents I pick up at a hardware store called McLendon's here in Washington State. And basically these little vents have louvers, and as well as a small steel screening on the inside. And it looks like I have a perfect fit. After making sure the screen vents actually fit, what I'll do is then apply the silicone to the louvers. On this particular project, I'm using the small 2-inch vents, and if I were doing a larger enclosure, what I would use is the larger vents, but the larger vents I would use for my Lasiodora periabana. After applying the adhesive and the screen vents to the lids and containers, what I would use is a fan to speed up the process of drying time. After the adhesive completely dries, and what I would do is actually add the coconut fiber. And this is what I'll be using as a substrate. After the substrate and furniture is applied to the cage, then what I would do is add the Nhandu coloratovillosus into its new enclosure. And the reason why I have such large enclosures for this particular sling is because these are very fast growers, and this sling will outgrow this container actually very fast. In addition, I want to add some pictures of some adult Nhando coloratovillosus that I was able to find on the internet.